Pokechalet. We are on the road this week, which means we're not fulfilling orders. We're not picking singles. We are basically accruing orders. I'm going to be very busy when I return back to the Pokechalet. Right now we're on the road. We are doing R&R, rest and relaxation. Hopefully, guys, you can hear this over the wind. It's a fair bit of wind today. It's a beautiful day. We just got finally rain in Nova Scotia. If you guys know Nova Scotia, you probably can tell where I am. It's pretty obvious. Seeing Kevin O'Leary, the the snake oil salesman, the guy who does Shark Tank is kind of like he's all about the big personality to make himself look like he's a successful businessman. Apparently he has millions, so sure, he's a successful businessman. He's out there buying cards. And you got to think, well, that's an interesting thing happening in whether it's the sports card industry or, in the collectibles card industry, where it's being legitimized. You got all these stupid inventions being shat upon and on that Shark Tank show, and then you got this guy coming in and he's saying, I'm investing in cardboard. It sort of makes I guess the past 5 years an interesting reflection. What's this going to do? Is this like is this your shoe shine telling you how to invest in the stock market? Or is this a sign where we're going to see more and more silliness in terms of people overinflating old cardboard? Now, I like old sets. I like having old sets. I like the fact that I have a couple of Fusion Strike packs. I like the fact that I have 151. It's not even old. I like the fact that I have some old collection boxes from XY Evolutions. I like that. Would I pay the same rates now as I did then? That's an interesting question. Because when I bought them, they were expensive. When I was buying XY Evolutions, I think it was the Team Grunt box, I was buying a case of them, and I think the case was some ridiculous amount, $85 a collection box, which it had 5 packs, and I was telling myself, this is too expensive for Pokemon packs. That's almost $20 a pack, and it had XY sets in it. And I'm sure now it's the Team Grunt box. I don't know what it is, but it's more than $85 now. At the time, it shouldn't have been. It should have been $49.99. Anyway, so I've invested. I've bought old stuff and I've kept it, and I haven't sold any old stuff. For example, we now have a store, right? We've had a store for the past 5 years, and before that, we didn't really keep much sealed product. Even during the early years of the store, you couldn't hold sealed product. You had to constantly churn. You had to sell what you buy so that you can buy the next thing, and that's pretty true. When I get my mega allocation, I'm gonna have to sell 90%, 95% of it, just so that I make enough so that I can rationalize keeping 5% on my shelf for later. And I don't even know when later is. So I've Lost Origins, Brilliant Stars, I have Battle Styles, I have Astral Radiance, I have all those sets sort of maturing on my shelf. And I don't know if I'm ever going to sell it. It's just nice to have. I think that's collector mindset, not really investor mindset. And there is a lot of investor mindset entering the hobby. People spending a lot of money for cards now, putting a lot of money into old sets. Even right now, people spending a lot of money on 151. I know people are buying it. 151 is not old, guys. People buying it for the elevated prices, which to me, they are elevated. And I'm selling it at the elevated prices too. But if you're small, if you're new, if you're into collecting but you also want to collect value, my recommendation is you don't buy the old stuff that you missed out on. And that's a hard thing to tell people, obviously. I would buy the new stuff. Buy the stuff you don't know that's valuable yet. And this is being very self-serving because I sell the new stuff. But I think if you want to have a shelf full of old stuff on it, and you're new to the hobby, and you don't have a lot of money, you can't be wishing for reprints. You can't be like wishing you could find a steal or hoping the Walmart restocks Fusion Strike ETBs or something like that. What you need to be doing is buying the mega set, putting an ETB or two on your shelf for the future. I mean, if you like Gardevoir, throw it on your shelf, don't open it, don't sell it. It's make it disappear in your concept of value. And do the same for the next set, the next Mega Charizard set. Focus on buying things when they're cheap. If you're a small person, if you're not one of these rich nuggets that you see on Kevin O'Leary, if you're not a rich person, don't think like you need to buy like a rich person. Go ahead and buy the inexpensive stuff. Again, listen to people who've been in it a while. Don't buy collection boxes thinking they're going to go up. Only collection boxes with the best promos ever actually gain value. Like the Evolutions ones, the Vaporeon, Flareon, Jolteon. Those people knew because of the promos. The Kingdra and the Greninja boxes from Shrouded Fable. Was it Shrouded Fable? Yeah. So people knew. Those boxes was not the packs. It was the promos. Beautiful, beautiful promos. Only those collection boxes are worth it. So these Ogerpon boxes that you're seeing, they're reprint boxes. These, even the upcoming UPC, the Moltres. Pokemon it has a nice promo stamped, the first stamped SIR, but Pokemon doesn't put all of its eggs in one basket. It's not going to give you the most super, super premium collection box. They don't come around. They don't come around very often. And the Moltres box it's going to be good. It's going to have like Scarlet and Violet packs. It's going to have some. It's going to be up there with the Charizard UPC, which a lot of people were negative on for a long time. They were everywhere. People thought they had a shite hit rate. You're going to see the same thing from the Moltres. You're going to have a lot of Moltreses out there. A lot of people. This is going to be a box people are going to want for the holidays. I hope we get a lot. But people are going to be negative on it for a little bit. Buy when they're negative. It's going to be expensive at the start, then it's going to drop. That's when you buy it. And don't hold me to whether it's going to drop or not, but based on past experience, Terapagos dropped, Charizard dropped. I don't know about the Celebrations one, if that dropped. The Mew, the 151, dropped. They all did. Past performance does not dictate, future prediction. But in my opinion, that's the right thing to do, is take a look at buying things when they're least expensive. And when people are negative on them, that's not hard advice to give. But if you're new and you're not rich, you can't, split a $250,000 card, the best thing to do is buy one and put one away. And I tell a lot of my customers this. Customers who collect by opening, which you don't do that. You open for fun and collect with singles. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you hit the chase card. But if you're wanting to have fun, opening. But if you want to gain value, even if you're a store, you have distribution, put a little bit away for your own purpose, for your own self. I'm not going to sell this. Because at some point in the future, whether it's 20 years or 5 years, you may come to the decision that I need to sell, and the better the product you have, the easier it is to get rehomed. And my strong recommendation is buy stuff when it's easy to say. Buy stuff when it's cheap. But buy stuff when it's new. Don't buy stuff when it's already gone up. And sure, 151's a great set, and you might want some of that for your shelf as a collector. But if you're like wanting to gain value, it's going to be 151 is going to go up in value. I can tell you that. But it's easier if you're new, if you start at the new stuff and not start at the heaviest stuff. But again, everyone's personal decision. This is not investing advice. This is more like collecting advice. If you want something for your shelf, try to get it when it's cheap, and try not to burn yourself out. A lot of people starting in a hobby are ripping a lot of packs. They are trying to collect via opening. They are buying the expensive stuff. They're buying the stuff that they weren't around for, which I'll keep using Fusion Strike because we actually opened to a master set. We bought at the end, but we opened Fusion Strike to a master set, and that was difficult. And that was a set that was damaging. And at the time, you could get Fusion Strike packs for like $3 US, two something US, $4 Canadian. You could get packs that cheap because no one wanted Fusion Strike. And when no one wants something, that's a good time to have a little share of it. What are some of the sets no one wants right now? Journey, Shrouded Fable, no one wanted. Even Paldean Fates, no one wanted it at the time. It was not easy to, it didn't sell out right away. Stuff that no one wants is an interesting thing. Now, don't go after Battle Decks. Battle Decks are a unique, different product, but if you want something, if you want to build your collection, start with the new, start with the inexpensive. Think about having a little bit of what no one wants, and you'd be surprised. And a little bit of everything, but avoiding having too much of the little bits. You want to have a concentrated set of products, ETBs, maybe anything that's less than 10 packs, less than 5 packs, not ideal. So hope you guys enjoyed this little break. Our hobby keeps changing. We got these wannabe, I don't know what they are. They want to be in the curve people. We're seeing some mainstream investor activity creeping into like CNN, talking about Pokemon investing, talking about investing in cardboard. Who knows what's going to happen next? Is this the ultimate signs of peak cardboard, or what? So it's going to be interesting. Summer's almost over. We're almost done our little break. We hope that it's a good year. We hope we can get you guys some packs that you want, some cards that you want. I really want packs to be cheaper so that my customers who like to rip packs can rip more packs and sell me their singles. What else happened? We had to shut down U.S. operations. The tariff situation, dealing with American tariffs, is no longer feasible from a international trade perspective, even though we're selling Americans their cards back to them after we've bought them. So we're done. We're done dealing with the U.S. for a little while, unfortunately, until they sort out their trade dilemma. Again, we still deal with Europe. We still ship to Europe. A little expensive, of course, for shipping across the seas, but that's the way it goes. And of course, Canada. We're probably one of the biggest East Coast single card sales online sellers that I know of. And we're going to keep being a good place to find your Pokemon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.